So let's quickly analyze Euro, Gold and GBP heading into today's New York session. So we are starting with EU. You can see that on EU we are currently having a bearish structure, price pullback into the EQ, and currently we are reacting over here. So we swept these highs over here, and now I am expecting that we could have a pullback into this daily demand, or even into sweep these lows over here. So structure wise it is bearish, and from here it should reject and come to the downside. So let's see on the H4. So looking at the recent price action on the H4, so we got a breakout structure over here. After that, price swept these highs and we got another change of character over here. So now looking at this price action over here, price after this change of character over here, price came and mitigated this H4 supply. Now two possibilities that I'm expecting is that since we swept these highs over here, maybe it could be like price broke this structure, came back, swept these highs, and this H4 supply was an unmitigated H4 supply, and from here we can continue towards the downside. So this is one scenario where we could include this pullback into this H4 supply and continue towards the downside, sweeping these highs over here. So another scenario would be over here, since we got this change of character over here also, indicating that within this leg over here we could be having a short pullback, price coming into the supply and then pushing towards the downside. So we could have either a deeper mitigation into this H4 supply and then push lower. So these are the two scenarios that I'm seeing on the H4. So how we could play this over here, since we got this H4 mitigation, maybe if price breaks below this level over here, we can continue looking for shorts from the fresh H4 supply and then pushing price towards the downside. So if price push above, we know price wants to deeper mitigate this H4 supply, and then we can look for short-term buys into this supply and then look for short to continue towards the downside. So let's see on the H1. So looking at the recent price action on the H1, you can see that we got a break of structure over here. After that, price was following a bearish order flow, and then we got a change of character over here. Price pushed into this H4 supply, which was unmitigated, and now you can see that it came back into this H1 demand and it tried to push price to the upside but failed, came back down again. So I feel like this low is weak. Maybe we could see price coming down, taking out these lows, and if such scenario happen that price breaks below this level, we can expect short, thinking that this low is weak, and from this supply we can expect continuation towards the downside. So this is one scenario. Now another scenario is if price break above to this level, we can look for longs, short-term longs into this H4 supply, deeper into this H4 supply, and then we can continue towards the downside. So these are the two scenarios that I'm seeing on EU going into this session. My view is bearish because I'm expecting a pullback, and we got a break of structure also as an early indication. So maybe we could have something like this if that happens, or something we could just continue from here itself. So let's look at GU. So on GU, looking at the daily time frame, there is no change yet. We are still consolidating over here after sweeping these highs. So no information from the daily time frame, it's still consolidating. So let's see on the H4. So looking at the H4, you can see that we have been consolidating over here for a few days. Now this H4 demand over here is still valid demand. If price come into this H4 demand, it could push price to the upside. That is one scenario. If it fails, we can just expect continuation towards the downside. So right now this is what I'm thinking. As of now, we are still stuck within this range over here. It's accumulating. So no new informations on GU. Well, let's look at the H1. So even looking at the H1, you can see that we have been consolidating over here up and down. So if price come over here and on the H1 we get a change of character, maybe could be early signs of price pushing to the upside. And if that doesn't happen, price breaks below this level, we can expect that the pullback is starting and expect price to push to the downside. So on GU, this is what I'm thinking. Nothing new here. No trades over here. Let's see gold. So looking at the daily time frame on gold, you can see that after sweeping these liquidity over here, we mitigated this daily supply and we are currently reacting over here. So structure wise, it's bearish and we came into the EQ of the level. And if purely based on structure, we came into the EQ and we should push towards the downside. So first we can expect pullback into this daily demand if it's happening, and then see what happens over there. So let's see on the H4. So looking at the recent price action on the H4, after mitigation of this daily supply, we got a change of character over here, and like I mentioned yesterday, price used this high as an inducement to mitigate this H4 supply deeper, and now we are pushing towards the downside. So what I feel is that right now this low is weak and we could see price coming towards the downside. Or we could also expect price coming out, taking out these lows over here, mitigating this daily demand, and then maybe if it wants to continue towards the upside, it can. So right now, this is what I'm saying, that we are in the early signs of pullback. Let's see on the H1. So looking at the recent price action on the H1, like I mentioned yesterday, that we could use these as an inducement to mitigate this H4 supply deeper, we have mitigated it, and after that we got a change of character on the H1, and you can see that price came back into this H1 supply, where this would have been a great short idea, and to see price coming down to take out this low. So you can see, since it happened in the Asian session, I couldn't be a part of this trade, and so after mitigation of this H1 supply, price broke below over here, gave another break of structure. So I was waiting for price to come into this fresh H1 supply so that I can expect a continuation towards the downside to target these lows, but it didn't happen. So you can see that price is just falling towards the downside. So this way I think price could come out and take this low, and maybe we can expect continuation towards the downside. So right now I feel like this trade idea will not work, so we still have fresh H1 supply. Maybe if it comes, we can expect continuation towards the downside, or you can see it's just coming down like this. So on gold, this is what I'm thinking, that we could see price coming towards the downside if we are having a pullback. So going into this New York session, this is what I'm thinking on Euro, Gold and GBP. So if you'd like to see more daily market analysis like this, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.